beautiful souls, and welcome to another pick a card reading. Now, as I very often say, I often come to these readings not knowing exactly which way spirit are wanting to go with it. It's as much as there's too many, it's as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. Very often that I'm getting a hint that it will be the next step, and I'm also getting that we should be using these cards, and there is a little story as to why we're picking these cards as well. I'm going to read them out. Obviously, if you know what pile or what group you want to go to, skip ahead. The timestamps will be in the description below, and I'll also try to remember to leave the timestamps in a comment as well. And I'll be reading these out in a second, but I do want to kind of get back to this story. Now, a while ago I was using these cards. Now, I like to wrap I say on my tarot course, learn the tarot course on my website, on my membership site, starlightcircle.com. I like to wrap my cards in, I get a cloth, and that way it's black, so it's protection. And also when you go to read cards, you could just lay out your cloth and you've got somewhere laid down that's protecting them. And so very often I'll get rid of the box. Now, a lady asked me a while ago, oh, what are those cards you're using? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I got rid of the box ages ago. And obviously I'm on my own ascension and awakening and alignment journey, and I know you'll understand, as you're waking up, as you're getting spiritually awakened, aligned and ascending, the world around you changes, and sometimes that involves you having a bit of a clear out. A lot of other stuff as well. Obviously things just no longer align to you, so I had a bit of a clear out. And I was clearing out my book cupboard, my bookshelves, and I found some of the extra cards that came with this pack. Now, one of them is the author. The author's name is Jacqueline Winters. The illustrator is Jar888. Now, the website address on the card is the British Academy of Crystal Healing.co.uk. Now, I went to that address, that doesn't exist anymore, but the British Academy of Crystal Healing.com does. And I managed to track down the name of the card. So if you were the lady that asked me what the name of the cards, the name of the cards are the Messages from Mother Earth Crystal Divination Card Deck. And like I said, the author is Jacqueline Winters. Okay, so we finally found that out, what these cards are called. Now, I had a quick look whether they're still for sale. I think there's one website selling them, but I don't think you can get them on like the bigger sellers. I'm not sure. If you have a good look around, just Google it. If you were interested, you might find them, but I'm not sure. Wow, what a card to start with. Moldavite. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. It feels divine. Wow, what a card to start off with for the awakening. This powerful crystal is known as the stone of transformation. When you're ready to face major change, this is the ally for you. You will instantly balance the emotions and bring a sense of peace and stability during emotionally charged times. It will open your mind and expand your energy. That is group one. What a card to start with. Card number two, group number two, is Aventurine. To work with love feels really good. Oh, wow. So this is about change and ascension, and this is about getting into love. A spiritually rewarding energy that will guide you inwards to reconnect to peace, harmony, truth and love. Eliminates egotistical ideas and opens your heart to release emotional stress, which reduces anxiety and tension. A nurturing gem that will attract genuine, unconditional love and honesty into your life. Wow, what an amazing start. That's group number two. And group number three is Orange Calcite. Play around, have a laugh, nothing is ever set to last. Wow! So we've got change and awakening, love and fun. Wow, this is going to, I know this is going to be a great read. I'm really looking forward to this. A lively, natural antidepressant that will instantly uplift, inspire and revitalise you. Orange Calcite puts the fun back into your life, bringing you happiness, joy and a sense of humour. Physically works well on the lymphatic system and kidneys, cleansing and purifying the body. And there we are, group 1, 2 and 3. Like I said, I'll put the timestamps in the description. I'll also put the timestamps in the comments. And as far as I'm aware, it's going to be what is the next step, but you'll know whether that's the case or not because it will be the title or it won't be the title. That's all I've got so far, but we'll just leave it open to spirit and see where this goes. Right, see you there. Bye. Hello group 1, and this is your group if you chose the card of the Moldavite. Now, I read this out in the introduction, but obviously most people, me included, hands up, skip the introduction. So I'm going to read it out again. Get out of your mind, it feels divine. This powerful crystal is known as the stone of transformation. When you're ready to face major change, this is an ally for you. It will instantly balance the emotions and bring a sense of peace and stability during emotionally charged times. It will open your mind and expand your energy. And I was absolutely amazed when I got this card because that's absolutely what I've been going through. And I know a lot of people are awakening in the general population. Of course, anybody who's watching my channel is going to be ahead of that and absolutely be on their path of awakening and ascension, and that is joyful and it is wonderful. I also got as well an extra message when I was just getting ready for the reading. That is clearing the decks. I got clearing the decks, and change does mean does involve clearing the decks. When we change our energy, the world around us changes as well, and some things just don't fit us anymore. Some people just don't align with us anymore. It's funny, I just said in the introduction, a lady asked me a long time ago what these cards were called, and I keep my box, I keep my cards in black cloth. I have a black cloth to put them on, and it's handy. I say in my tarot course on my website styleartcircle.com, the black protects them, but it when you do a reading as well, if you're out and about, you can just spread the cloth down. It protects the cards. So I didn't keep the box, but she asked me when, and I couldn't find it. But I just recently had a clear out, and I was clearing out some bookshelves, and I'm clearing out some bookshelves, and I found some cards, and I eventually found out what these cards were called. If you want to know, go to the introduction. I let you know in there. I'll also try to remember as well to put it in the description, but I might forget. Anyway, right, so the first set of cards we've got is our Abraham Hicks, getting into the vortex card. And it's so important, isn't it, to get into that alignment with spirit, that energetic alignment. But let's see what she's going to say today. They have to say today, sorry. I came as an extension of source energy. Oh, how beautiful. I came as an extension of source energy, and that really is the truth, isn't it? That really is what we have to get into and live in. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, getting into that. Get out of your mind. It feels divine. Yeah. And getting into that connection, that interaction with spirit, which is who you are in the truth, isn't it? So, let me read this out for you. You came as a physical extension of source energy. Understanding that, you would explore contrast, causing expansion, not only for you but for all that is. You knew that you would find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling your way, by understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness, but of alignment and resonance. When you master the art of allowing your consistent alignment to source within you, every other relationship will be beneficial and pleasurable. And that is really what I've been pushed to recently. Prioritise your alignment. Absolutely. Everything else will just come and fit into place. You can enjoy it. Source can enjoy it. And we can have a more pleasant existence. Because although obviously the energy needs at some point to be kept low so that we can enjoy the contrast and the physicality of this world, we don't want to be living in that low vibrational entity, do we? Especially as we're moving into awakening, that's what we're being called to do. How beautiful. Right, I'll read this one and then we'll get some more cards out. Everything is always working out for me. That's beautiful. Yeah, this is something else that came up as well, that when we are in awakening, a lot of time blocks will come up for removal. I've looked at blocks and block removal. I've got some free videos on YouTube. There's some more on my free stuff on my website, but there's more, the full courses on my membership on my website as well. When we hit these blocks, often it does feel uncomfortable, and we are asked to look at our thoughts and our beliefs and our energy that we're sitting in, which is what this is all about, isn't it? And sometimes to remove that, it means bringing up that bringing up those feelings, bringing up those thoughts, bringing up those beliefs, often from the past, and often low vibrational, or they wouldn't be coming up for removal. And it's so important when we're in that space to remember to get back to that. Everything is happening for me, for my benefit. Everything is always working out for me. And it's so important to stay in that space when we're getting into alignment. I do get that this reading is all about your alignment and your ascension. Absolutely. In fact, I think all three readings are about, but this is specifically about you getting into that space of connection with spirit, less brain thought, if you like, and more soul thought or soul belief. Our thoughts and our beliefs are very often led by our minds, which is something I'm looking into my alignment, in my Alignment Awakening and Ascension bundle on my membership site. Whereas when we get into that silence, when we get into that spiritual connection, that conscious awareness, that spiritual awareness, that connection, it's not about those thoughts, it's about the conceptualizations and beliefs of spirit, of our soul, if you like, of our higher selves, of our spirit guides, of our ascendant masters, or our angels, and I get that's what they're talking about here. This is quite highly conceptual stuff, and I get that it's quite hard to put into words, isn't it? Language doesn't really support. I found that once I started to really expand my energy, the English language particularly was completely useless. I'm not saying that any other language is any particularly better, I don't know, but very often in terms of spiritual expression and energetic expression, it's really hard to find the words, and I'm really struggling with that. So if you're going through that, please understand you're not the only one. The language has been restricted to keep us in this lower vibrational space, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Obviously we came here for a reason. The lower, like I said, the lower vibrational energies keep us in this contrast, in this physical, in this physically grounded place, and that's what we came here to enjoy, wasn't it? To experience. Right. Nothing ever goes wrong, because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you clarify what it is you want to do. What it is you do want. And that is a thing that we want you to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things going wrong in your life experience is actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perception about them. Wow. Yeah, it's all about perception, isn't it? It's all about perception and turning that round as well. Right, I've got another little story with these cards. Now, these are my cards. I handmade these cards. What I did was just got little memes from the internet and made these little cards with them because they meant something. And I didn't want to use these cards because I made them, so, you know, they're not real cards. But they are real cards, and I was pushed to it anyway, so I think we're going with this one. Oh, okay, I'll have to look at this because it's difficult to read. The secret to my success is that I grabbed my fears by the hand, then leaped off the ledge. And that's a quote by Lisa Nichols. And that is so true, isn't it? It's all about our fears surfacing and accepting that fear is okay. Fear is something that we're going to experience in this contrast. Fear is part of the contrast. I'm not saying we should live in fear. Obviously, we don't want to live in fear. We want to live in joy and peace and love. But when it looks like things are going wrong, remember things are going wrong for a reason, that it's all for your benefit, to help you identify what you need to remove and what we're moving to, and accepting that fear and moving forwards despite it. Although I personally would look at that and remove that first, but sometimes we need swift action, don't we? Your next step, if you have to take swift action, if you're being asked to take swift action, then just take the fears with you. You can sort it out the other end. That's the impression I'm getting. Sorry, I was just reaching up then because I was asked next to pick a page from my Richard Messiah's handbook. I don't often use books in readings, and this is a very, very old one. I can't even tell you how long I've had this. I'm going to this page. When you learn what the world is, how it works, you automatically start getting miracles. What others will call miracles. Wow, this is such a high vibrational group. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see that. When you learn what the world is, how it works, you automatically start getting miracles. What other people call miracles. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm so glad I picked that. Yes, sometimes we do have to leap. What a high vibrational group this is. Now, another little story. I was asked to bring I can't think what they're called, the fairy oracle cards, I think. Flower therapy oracle card. Oh, that one wants to come out. Right. Balance, work, rest and play, yellow rose. It's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. Yeah, it's so easy to get wrapped up with work and awakening work. So much of this is alignment and having fun and getting into that divine energy. I guess what they're saying here is don't forget this is supposed to feel good. We came here to play, and don't get too wrapped up, especially when these blocks come up for removal. It can feel really heavy and dense and hard. I get that is what this card is about, grabbing your fears by the hand and then just doing it anyway. I don't think she was actually, I know she wasn't telling anyone to leap off any ledges, like physically, obviously, but yeah, this is all about awakening, isn't it? And it can be hard and it can be dense, but remember, the most important thing is to keep, as we're going through our awakening, keep in alignment. And alignment means, this is a lot of what my Alignment Awakening Ascension course is. A lot of it is getting into that aligned energy with spirit. Love, joy, peace, happiness, play, fun, and staying there. It can be hard work, it can be difficult, but at the end of the day, we're not going to get very far unless we're in alignment. So I know you're at a very ascended level here, but don't forget to play. Let's pick one more. Communicate with your angels. You have the ability to connect with beings of love that surround you. Communicate with your angels and deliver their healing messages to others. It's funny that's coming up with the angels, because I have been getting messages recently. I was led to a practice recently about how does spirit see you, and stepping into that place. That can be, I'm going to do a meditation about that. I'm going to do a whole lesson on my membership site about how does spirit see you, and moving from that space, because obviously spirit sees you as a perfect little piece of itself, or as a shining light, as a beautiful, perfect, immutable, immortal energy. And we can get so much in our mind, can't we, about what we taught and what we're taught to believe about ourselves and about the world around us, which is what I get this is all about. That, especially when we're doing this hard work, it can be beneficial to step back into that who am I space. Who am I? Why am I here? I am spirit, I am soul, I'm eternal, I am immutable, I am a little piece of God. I am here to have fun, to experience the contrast. And just like I did, stepping back and saying, well, how does spirit see me? How does my angels see me? What guidance have they got for me as well? Which is obviously part of this, isn't it? It's communication and connection in with all our higher vibrational spiritual entities, right from source all the way through. Right, let's pick another card, shall we? This is my Spirit Song Tarot. Let's have a little bit of a look what we've got, because I want to put one more card as well. 10 of Acorns. Responsibility and dedication. Yeah. I can see you've been working really, really hard. You don't get to this level of vibration and understanding without working really, really hard at your ascension and your awakening. And we have other things we need to do as well, don't we? It's not all around about floating on a cloud, is it? We have other responsibilities we need to fulfill as well. And I get you've been working really, really hard at that, but look how beautiful this card is. Look how beautiful it is. And you're still shining brightly here. I get that. That is how spirit sees you. Grace in the fray, as they say. The magic in the mundane. Shining your light out there into the world. They're not saying drop your responsibility and dedication. If you're anything like me, you couldn't now, even if you wanted to. You're too far down the road, and it's too delicious and delightful where we're heading. And this process of change and expansion and changed perceptions and thoughts and beliefs is just too delicious and delightful, isn't it? It's just too fantastic an experience. But I guess what they're saying here is no matter what your next step is in terms of dealing with the stuff that's coming up, because obviously they're not guiding you about that. You already know how to do that. Just keep in mind recognising it. Keep bringing your energy back up. Fear is not the enemy. We don't want to live in it though, do we? But fear is coming up to be removed. But don't forget that as we're shifting all this dense energy, and you're still doing it, you're working through that to keep that energy raised and to keep that positive focus. It is all happening for us. Right, One more card. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. I'm going to put that here. Thank you. I've got Ascended Masters as well. I get that this is a group of entities, the Council of Light. They're with you and helping you. I was getting there with you and helping you. I don't know if that is the Ascended Masters. Your angels are asking you to lean on them as well. And you do have an Ascended Master. I would suggest you look towards, if you don't know who your Ascended Master is, I would suggest you look towards whatever belief system you connect in more with, and it will probably be along those lines. But I get that most of you, when you get to this kind of level of awakening, you would probably know who your Ascended Master is anyway. Wow, I am utterly, completely blown away with this reading. Well done for working so hard, is what they're saying to you here. I hope that message is for me as well. Yeah, it will be hard, it will be difficult, these emotions will come up, this energy will come up for removal. I get you already know how to deal with that. But just keep the energy light as well, and remember why you're here, remember who you are, remember why you're here, remember you've got lots and lots of support. I hope that reading helped. I hope that you resonated with it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you did. Please help me support my YouTube channel, do the YouTubey things. Like, share, subscribe. You can visit me on my website, starlightworkcircle.com, as I've already said many times. All my social media links are below. There's also my PayPal tip jar below as well, and my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much for joining me, beautiful souls. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Hello, beautiful souls, and this is for group 2 if you pick the Aventurine. Now I'm going to read this card out. I did read it in the introduction, but I know a lot of people, me included, skip the introductions and just come straight to the group that we've picked. So I'm going to read this card again. Aventurine, sorry. To work with love feels really good. It sure does, doesn't it? A spiritually rewarding energy that will guide you inwards to reconnect to peace, harmony, truth and love. Eliminates egotistical ideas and opens your heart to release emotional stress, which reduces anxiety and tension. A nurturing gem that will attract genuine, unconditional love and honesty into your life. And it's funny that it's green, because obviously green is the colour of the heart chakra, and that is just so beautiful, isn't it? That kind of sums it up, doesn't it? That when things get hard, when we start to struggle, when we're dealing with removing the low vibrational thoughts, beliefs and energies that will kind of lead us to that awakening. Unless you're the sort of person who can just raise your energy and stay there, which, well done if you are. I'm pretty sure you're in the minority, so absolutely well done if you can do that. I can't do that. I have to go in and find the thoughts, find the beliefs, find the energy and remove them. But it is really what we're moving towards, isn't it? Getting into that feeling of love and staying there. Peace, joy, love, that's who we truly are, and that's what all this ascension is about, isn't it? Get in there and stay in there. Now, in the last reading I pulled 2 of these cards and I read them out. These are my Abraham Hicks Getting Into the Vortex cards. I'm feeling these 2 here, so I'm going to read these out. It was a bit long to read them out, but that's what I've been told to do. Like I said, I'm not really sure. I kind of leave it up to spirit. Now, it was kind of suggested this was going to be what's your next step. You'll obviously know from the title, but that's kind of like what I got. What is your next step here? Every relationship I establish is eternal. Because it's a love connection, isn't it? We're all spirit, we're all one. So it is all eternal because love is eternal. because that is the truth, isn't it? Love. It is our desire that you came to remember that every relationship is eternal. Sorry, I'll start that again. It is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal, and that once it's been established, it is part of your vibrational makeup forever. And that in your powerful now, where all that you have become converges with all that you are now becoming, you hold the power to create. And so your observation of a situation, wanted or unwanted, no matter how remote you believe yourself to be, makes you a cooperative partner in the experience. Yeah, I do get that. A lot of the thoughts and beliefs and energy that we have to work through is often the result of relationships that we would deem as unwanted, aren't they? I don't know if you've had experience of narcissists or just generally difficult people. It's even harder, isn't it, if they are our parents. But the fact that we have had that relationship means that we somehow, somewhere requested that experience for the reason of our growth and our spiritual growth, because very often we have to look into that darkness to recognize that what we want is what we really are, which is light, love and peace and joy. When the ego gets in the way, that's what causes problems. However, at the end of the day, everybody, we are all one. We are all spirit. We are all equal. No matter how in the ego we are or not, we are all one. And obviously each relationship is eternal, because at the end of the day we will move back into that oneness as well. It also helps us get really focused on what it is we do want and where it is that we want to go, and looking into that darkness, which is what I'm getting that this is about, is a vital part of that. Right, let's see what else we've got. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Right. Everything that you perceive is a vibration, and the life you are living is your vibrational interpretation. The powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience, and the never-changing, always accurate premise of this law is that which is like itself is drawn. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life experience. Once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself by giving attention to the subject, the progression of expansion occurs. Right, I do absolutely get it. We're moving towards this joy and love. That is who we are, that is where we want to be, that is what we want to experience. The process of awakening is all about recognizing that the thoughts and beliefs that created the energy that sits in our energetic system, whether that be aura, chakras, etc., etc., or not so much the higher self, but the energy that sits there is there until we remove it. And that's what this is talking about. You may feel that you are attracting things into your life that are not aligned with you, and it may very well be that, yes, you've just raised your energy. Once we raise our energy, we get misaligned to the things and the people around us, and sometimes it does take moving on. And I'm not saying don't not do that at all. Absolutely, you follow your guidance as it's given to you. But what I'm seeing here is, if something is coming into your life that you do not feel is in alignment with who you are, it will be because there's some energy sitting in your energy system that needs to be cleared. or some subconscious belief or thought pattern that needs to be cleared. I cover all this in my block and block removal course. I've got a full course on my membership on my website, starlightbyacircle.com. I think there's some free videos still on YouTube, and there's some videos, free videos on my free stuff on my membership site as well. But sometimes it can look like things are coming in our lives to, not so much to upset us, but, well, why has this come in? Because I'm feeling aligned, I'm getting into that love energy. But it could be because this energy or subconscious belief or thought pattern is still activated within me. And it's so hard when it's a belief pattern, particularly when there are other beliefs and thoughts built on top of that. Usually that comes from childhood, that we are attracting things in that are actually aligned to us, but we don't recognise that and don't feel are aligned to us. Obviously, it's not about the physical situation, so the decision that you're going to make about moving away from this or staying with it, obviously if it's not aligned to you and it's possible for you to move away, we're going to move away, aren't we? Because we don't want to be in a situation that makes us feel bad. But it's still telling you that something needs to be cleared. And like I say, that's all. I go through all of that on my block and block removal, of course, on my membership site. It's free stuff, like I said. But now, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I made these cards. I didn't want to use these cards. I guess I feel like, oh, I made them, so they're not, you know what I mean? They're not real cards, but they are. These are just memes that I took off the social media and the internet and made them into little cards. So let's see what we've got for you. Just because you are struggling does not mean you are failing. Every great success requires some kind of struggle to get there. Yeah, that is so true. If you're feeling held back, or you're feeling things are not moving quick enough, or you're wondering why things are happening that you are not wanting right now, I was once told this and it really, really did change my life. It was, I can't remember where it came from. Most of what you consider your biggest failures have been your biggest successes. And spiritually speaking, I really kind of did connect with that. I hope you do too. That was obviously brought up for a particular reason. But sometimes this kind of recognising, oh, I'm in a space, we know what space we want to be in, we're moving towards that, but it seems there's been a little bit of a bump in the road, a little bit of a hiccup here. It's not that you're failing, it's not that you're going wrong, it's not that you're off track. Please believe you are heading in the right direction. This is a very, very high, in my opinion, this is a very, very, very high vibrational reading, and I'm looking into concepts that I'm struggling to verbalise because it is such a high vibrational group. And if you've hit in a bump in the road, your next step is to recognise that it's not a failure, it's not a problem, it is just that you are raising energy that needs energy, and more than likely thoughts and beliefs that need to be addressed, raised, addressed and removed. And like I said, if you don't know how to do that, blocks and block removal. Right, I was also asked to pull out this really old book of mine, The Messiah's Handbook, Richard Bach. So we're going to have a little flick through here and find you a page. I'm drawn to this one. That which most concerns and worries you, your survival, is the only certainty you have. Wow. Remember that you are spirit first and foremost. You are spirit. I know as physical bodies we need things. We need a roof over our heads. We need food. We need clean drinking water, etc., etc. But I get what they're saying here is if this comes up, please remember you are safe in spirit. You are safe in spirit, and spirit is love, and spirit is peace, and spirit is joy. This is part of the process to get even closer there. it is not wrong. You have not gone the wrong way. You are heading in exactly the right direction. Keep moving forwards, but remember who you are. You are beautiful spirit, you are a beautiful soul, you are part of source energy, you are love, you are peace, and you are joy. That is who you are, that is what you deserve, love and peace and joy, and that is accessible through this process. Right, let's see what else we've got coming up for you here. Cleanse your energy. Exactly what we were saying. This is an energetic thing. Cleanse your energy. When you release negativity, the answer to your question shines through. There you go, cleansing. And I've done a whole bundle on cleansing, clearing and charging your energy. There are still some free videos on YouTube and on my free stuff on my membership, free stuff on my website. And there's the full course on my membership site, but you don't need that. Just do a little bit of cleansing of your energy. This stuff is being raised up to cleanse, and sometimes that does bring up lower vibrational emotions, because that's what the energy is, isn't it? That's what the energy is. It's emotion in motion. The energy in motion is emotion. Let's have a look. Open your heart. Your potential for greater love, that's where we're going. Your potential for greater love rests on opening your heart. Blockages, exactly what we said, blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you'll be met with the true passion you seek. Well, how's that for confirmation? This is about healing the emotional wounds from the past. Those blocks coming up for removal, that's what you're seeing. No failure, just blocks coming up for removal. It's part of the process. Right, let's pick you one of these Spirit Song Tarot. Isn't that funny? A little green frog with a love heart. I hope you can see that. Page of Shells. Intuition and inspiration. Yeah, once we get into that higher vibrational, sorry about the noise outside, it's the builders next door. Once we get, there's nothing I can do about it. I said all the time, I say every time I come here, it seems like as soon as I start recording, they're out there. So I apologise, there's nothing I can do about that. Once we start getting into this higher vibrational energy, this love energy, we can, this love energy, we've got it here, at both ends of the reading, as it were. We do start to get that intuition and inspiration. Once we start removing this block energy, yeah, we will probably have to sit in that energy for a little bit. Obviously, once we get used to shifting that energy, doing that cleansing, we can shift that energy quicker and quicker, and we sit in that energy less and less. But once it's cleared, once the energy's cleared, once the thought and the belief are cleared, then it's cleared. Once we sit in that love energy, raise our energy closer and closer to that positive love energy, we can then sit back and rely on our intuition and inspiration. If we're in this lower vibrational energy, and it is part of the process, you're not failing, it's part of the process, we're going to get these hiccups. Don't forget to step back and attempt as much as possible to move into that intuition and inspirational energy that is the love energy. That will help you work through this. Like I said, I've got the block and block removal. I'm doing an awakening, ascension and alignment bundle as well on my membership site, my website. I'll start doing little YouTube videos when the videos start to really roll, which hopefully will be soon. But certainly your next step here is, remember, you're not done anything wrong. This is energy coming up for cleansing. Move as much as possible into that love energy, and you'll be guided how to remove that. But like I said, I can help with that on my membership site. Oh, that one came straight out there. This was the same as for group 1. I wonder whether, and it literally just leapt out at me. Literally, I don't know whether I caught that on camera or not, but it literally threw itself out. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Now, I don't know whether this is a suggestion for you to watch group 1 as well. Certainly group 1 were a very, very high vibration as well. Very, very high vibration. Certainly the Council of Light here is helping you. They're helping all of us, obviously, but once you get to this kind of level of awakening, obviously, they'll be stepping in more to help you. I do get, now I'm not really sure about the Council of Light. I get these are a group of entities. I'm not sure whether they're physical or not. Although obviously when we're dealing with vibration, it gets a little bit difficult to discern, well, what is physical, isn't it? If you're on a different vibration, it often looks very, very different, doesn't it? But the Council of Light are wanting you to know. I hope you understand why they've come in here. There's no real other guidance than that to go with that, so I hope you understand why they're here. I don't know whether you have an understanding of their place in this. If not, they're just letting you know that they're there. Wow, what an absolutely amazing reading. I really am blown away by all of these readings today. So far, anyway. I've got one more to do, but I really am blown away at how high vibrational these readings are, and I hope you resonated with them. I hope you understood the messages that came through to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do the YouTubey things. Please like, share, subscribe. My website is linked in the description below. My social media is linked in the description below. There's also a link to my PayPal tip jar. Any donation at all is much appreciated, and also my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you resonated with this reading. I really do appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in another reading. Thanks for joining me, Group 2. Bye. Hello, Group 3, and you chose Group 3 if you chose this card, the Orange Calcite. Now, I read out these cards in the introduction, but I know most people, me included, hands up, don't really listen to the introduction. We just skip straight to the group that we've chosen. So I'm going to read out this card here, Orange Calcite. Play around, have a laugh, nothing is ever set to last. A lively natural antidepressant that will instantly uplift, inspire, revitalise you. Orange Calcite puts the fun back into your life, bringing you happiness, joy and a sense of humour. Physically works well with the lymphatic system and kidneys, cleansing and purifying the body. Now, I wasn't really sure of where this reading was going. Like I said in the introduction, I usually leave it to Spirit to guide us. The only guidance I've got, which seems to have worked out so far, is what is your next step. You'll know, obviously, because it will be in the title. By the time I've finished this reading, I'll know. But I must say, the first two readings were very, very high vibration. And I do get the sense that the same thing around this as well. Now, obviously, as it says, this crystal lifts a mood and brings in a sense of fun. It's not so much the love and the peace and the joy, which obviously is part of the ascension process, but fun as well and playing. And I do get that that is part of this reading. But let's have a look. We'll pick two Abraham Hicks cards here. I have already shuffled. I was shuffling then, by the way. Right, let's have a look what else we've got and where this is going. Making peace with my today will improve my future. And we've also got, I can praise abundance wherever I see it. Ah, okay. I get it, and I get the link to the fun as well. Right, I'm going to read these cards out because I read the other two. It may sound odd, but the fastest way to get to a new and improved situation is to make peace with your current situation. By making lists of the most positive aspects you can find... I'll start that again. By making lists of the most positive aspects you can find about your current situation, you then release your resistance to the improvements that are waiting for you. But if you rail against the injustices of your current situation, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with what you do not want, and you cannot then move in the direction of improvement. It defies law. That's obviously the law of attraction. Yeah, moving into peace about where you are now. This is clearly about manifestation here, because the next card, obviously this is about moving you on to the next stage. When we focus on what we perceive to be injustices, or things that we simply, things or situation or people that we just don't want in our lives, obviously it increases our focus on that thing, situation or person, and keeps that in our lives, is what we're saying. And if we're ready to move on, which I get we are from this, it helps us move on. Now, obviously I'm not saying just ignore injustices. If you're felt moved to take a particular action, then you follow your intuition. I'm not saying do or don't do that, but certainly what this card is saying is focus as much as you possibly can on the positive that you currently have in your life. Particularly, I would suggest fun and laughing and laughter, sense of humour, joy, sense of humour, lightness, happiness in your life. I must admit I do like watching comedians on YouTube. That always lifts my mood. Laughter can break any lower vibrational energy, can't it? Just kind of laughing at it, laughing at life, etc. And I know a lot of people are not in a situation to kind of laugh at that, but I do get this is a higher vibrational group, and I get that what they're saying is if you're wanting to move on, your next step, I get that you're wanting to physically manifest something, and the answer for that is joy and making peace with what you do currently have. But let's see where else we're going with this. I can praise abundance wherever I see it. If you seek financial well-being for yourself, you must praise it wherever you see it. If you would like more abundance for yourself personally or for others you care about, you must not criticise those who are experiencing abundance. When you criticise or condemn or push against anything, you activate an opposing vibration to what you seek every time, no exception. That's pretty much saying the same thing, isn't it? Don't push against what you want. Don't create resistance against what you want. Make peace with where you are and why you're here. I get a lot of this is that when you are brought up in a situation where things are not exactly how you want them to be, we tend to carry that into our lives, don't we? We tend to recreate that in our lives because that was the energy that we were taught to be in. Those were the thought patterns and beliefs that we were taught to be in. If we are looking to manifest something else, we have to shift that energy. And I know we can often get distracted with other things. I know you probably already know this, that this is going to be a reminder, but we have to shift those thoughts and beliefs. And two of the ways of doing that is making peace with where you are. I'm not blaming myself for not having what I want. This is part of my life path. And it's about learning how to change those thoughts and beliefs, which basically is what awakening and alignment is, isn't it? But I get this is much more to do with a physical manifestation of something. And oddly, as I'm saying that, the next two things I'm going to pull for your reading. Now, these were cards that I made for myself, and I really resisted using these. I was like, no, and I kept, they virtually threw themselves out of the cloth that they're in. I like to keep my cards in cloth, so if I go anywhere I can just lay the cloth out and they've got somewhere nice to sit. And I say that in my, that's one of the things I say in my Learn to Read the Tarot course on my membership site, my website, starlightworkcircle.com. And I resisted using these because I made these. These are just little memes I put on pieces of card, covered them with plastic, and but they're not real cards. They're cards I made, but they are real cards because look, they're real cards. But it's something that I was kind of embarrassed to use. But it really is all about perception, isn't it? So let's have a look. Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world. Wow, that ties in so well with these cards, doesn't it? If we want to get to where we want to go, we have to praise what it is that we want, whatever abundance means to you. And I'm not saying abundance is financial or just financial. It could be, you know, but whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world. And that's Eckhart Tolle, a quote from Eckhart Tolle. Yeah, so this is all about moving into that space of abundance, isn't it? Anyway, right, the next thing I felt, I don't often read from books, but and this is a really old book as well. I've had this for decades. The Size Handbook by Richard Bach. Let's see if we can find you this one. Learn what the magician knows, and it's not magic anymore. This is all about manifestation, isn't it? This is all about manifestation. What is it you want? Where is it you're going to? And like I say, I'm not assuming that abundance is financial. It could be financial and lots of other things as well. Let's pick one of these cards here and see what we've got going on here. The Six of Shells. Sentiment and joy. And two little joyful. How appropriate is that? There's two little otters here, and otters are so joyful and so playful when we've got this card here about laughter and playfulness. Whatever it is you're in, it's not set to last. Nothing is ever set to last. Things always change, and I get that you are going through change, and I get that this is coming in, but certainly to help bring that in, they are suggesting not only these two suggestions obviously, but also it seems a lot more playfulness, joy, connection to other people, and obviously abundance can be very often, that wanted to come out for sure. Relationships. No, I'm going to read this out, but put this back and we'll see if it comes back out. I'm not sure. Chakra clearing, Lotus. By clearing your chakras, you open yourself up to profound wisdom. Now, we did get cleansing and clearing in the video number 2, group number 2, but I get that I wasn't sure that wanted to come out or not. I think we're clear now. We'll see if it comes out. You are a spiritual teacher. Share your wisdom with others. You were born to teach. Now, I wonder if this is what you are trying to physically manifest here. I wonder if this is what you are trying to physically manifest here. If you wanted confirmation that that's where... Oh, okay, we're stopping here. If you wanted confirmation that that's the path that you're being guided to, there's your confirmation. Share your wisdom with others. You were born to teach. You are a spiritual teacher. And that is the crocus. Let's have a look what else we've got. Stand by your commitment. You're strong enough to keep the promise you made. Don't back down now. Your angels believe in you. I get that this is not just about your spiritual awakening. This is about manifesting your connection with your purpose, your dharma, and I do believe that you are meant to share that out. You are meant to share that with the world, absolutely. I get that you've probably already been moving towards this quite strongly on whatever stage or level that is. It may be that you've been doing this a while, but it just doesn't seem to have worked out. It could be that you want to start this, but you're not found an opening to be able to do that. Keep going with this and don't give up, but definitely bring in that joy. This is not the world stopping you from doing what you want to do, doing what you believe in. This is just a shift in energy, a shift in perception, a shift in beliefs. And I look at all that on my Awakening, Ascension and Alignment bundle on my website, on my membership site, on my website as well. You are meant to be doing what you believe you're meant to be doing, but there are some shifts required in the energy that you need to, in your energy that you need to make here. I guess that your next step is going to be this, making peace with where you are and praising what it is you want. Often I think if we're looking to become a spiritual teacher, we can look at other spiritual teachers who are more successful or further along the path than us and feel really angry or hurt or bitter that we're not there. But I get that a lot of this is praising what they have, if that's what we're aiming for, and bringing in that joy. That joy and that playfulness. Make it more playful, certainly is what they're saying. Right, we've got one more card for you, beautiful group 3. Don't give up though. Don't give up. It's not that something being withheld from you. It's just a little shift in your energy. That's all that's needed. A little shift in your energy. Become more playful, bringing that humour and praise where it is we want to be, and make peace with where you are. Right, let's see what else we've got here. Share your voice. Well, you can't be more telling than that, can you? Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. What an absolutely beautiful card. If you're at the very beginning stages of thank you. If you're at the very beginning stages of getting yourself out there, getting yourself heard, putting your message across in whatever way that is, it's time to kind of, they're saying it's time to kind of make a move. Certainly from my journey, I've discovered that a lot of what you learn is experiential. For example, if you want to teach meditation, you can't just learn the theory and teach meditation. You have to experience it, and you learn as you go along. What you learn you can then teach, but you can't teach meditation if you've never meditated, because you wouldn't understand the process. You've not experienced the process. Certainly they're very keen to supporting you getting out and expressing your teachings out there in the world. Nothing's being withheld from you. This is just a little shift in your energy that's required. But that's what alignment, awakening and ascension is all about, isn't it? It's just consistently, persistently shifting our energy over time. Raising that energy, getting more positive energy in, finding the ways that we can tweak. What am I doing that's not aligning to who I am, and how can I tweak that? How can I bring more of the joy and the happiness into my life on a consistent, habitual basis? And I'm looking at that is my next section on my Awakening, Alignment and Ascension bundle as well, on my website, on my membership site, on my website, starlightcircle.com. I hope that reading resonated with you. I hope it showed you your next step. I really genuinely did enjoy this reading. It's been absolutely delightful. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please do the YouTubey things. Please like, share, subscribe, share this video if you know anybody who you think might like it. There's lots and lots of links in the description below. There's a link to my website, there's a link to my social media, there's a link to my PayPal tip jar. Any donation is gratefully accepted. There's a link to my Amazon wish list as well in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this reading resonated with you. And I hope to see you in another reading. Thanks for joining me, beautiful group 3. Bye.